Well, I literally just got done doing a video about the breakdown on those Goku, Chi-Chi, and Bulma units, or Bully units, excuse me, brah. If you guys want to check that out, that video will be in the description. It might have literally just uploaded right before this one, but we do have new Super Battle Road stages that I will not spend a whole lot of time talking about, and we know what they are. So anyways, hope you all enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. By the way, subscribe to Talon over on YouTube and or Twitter for more awesome, helpful posts, etc., etc., etc. Don't be mad about this. Don't be mad about this. I'm very happy about that. Anyways, super team. So there's new stage at the bottom. You see them. First one is using a super team. So all heroes. So good units that would lead that team would be the ones that have the, there's a lot of ways you can do it because it just says super team. There can be, I wouldn't really necessarily say to do this, but you could do things like Patara team probably. I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say like it'll be that versatile, but I'm gonna assume it's probably gonna want you to use like a Vegito Blue leader. The Vegito Blue leaders are typically the hero leaders. There's a few more in there, but typically that unit would be the leader. There's also like a Goku from the Super Battle Road, or from not Super Battle Road, from the Battlefield mode in the exchange area in the Baba Shop, that STR Goku, I believe, that's got the inverse art of the physical Majin Vegeta. So there are units that have that leader skill. Same thing applies to Extreme. You'd use the STR Rose and or, the LR Vegeta Blue leader, and then the LR Metacooler leader has the villain version of that leader skill. So I'm going to assume that it's doing that, but otherwise, if they want to get really lenient with those first two, you can technically probably run like a category team, just for example, if you're on Patara, you're not running the villain characters, you'd just be running all good characters, whatever that would, look like, but otherwise, I don't think that would be the case. Otherwise, we also have fusions as a category. I'm really interested to see how hard these category stages are going to be, because some of these teams, for me in particular, are pushing 600k HP. Like, I really feel like these stages are going to be difficult just because they've got to factor that in. So, and also the main thing about these is that there's going to be probably multicolored bosses, which is going to be annoying when you've got like this guy being AGL and that guy being like tech or whatever, things of that nature, multicolored opponents. That's going to be kind of annoying to deal with. It's going to be more realistic to like the way that the game naturally plays, I guess, in a lot of scenarios, but still, like, it's going to be annoying to deal with, I would imagine. Otherwise, even if it's not multicolored stages, they could still technically just make it one color. But the thing about that is your team will be comprised of several different colors of units. So you may not have that easy of a time either way. Same goes for fusions down below. The team for the Shadow Dragon team, which just picked up the Goku. That's pretty awesome as well. So that team is going to be a lot more viable. I think that's going to be a team, though, that a lot of people are going to kind of struggle with building, just because that team is probably the most limited summonable category in the game. If not, it's bottom, or top, 2 or 3 as far as that's concerned, like having just the most limited amount of units, especially good units, because the team is cool and all, but you shouldn't have to run STR Trunks. He's really good. He's really, really good, but you shouldn't have to run him, There should be more options above him and things of that nature. It's just because it's very, very closed in as far as what they took from. Fusions is very different as well. Although Fusions, in my opinion, is kind of limited, because I don't really consider the Dragon Ball Fusions units as like great options for the most part. A few of them are, but not for the most part. So, nonetheless, we have Peachy Girls, the one that people are mad about. Even Talon put the faces there, but you know what? I love this. I love this. I love this so much. And it adds more of an understanding to these units that just came out. So again, check out the video where I break down, yes, even Monkey King Goku and these other 2 units are going to be in the Peachy Girls category. It adds more of a onus on those units, so I'm happy about that. We got Revived Warriors. I think Revived Warriors, if you have some of the top-end units, it's probably going to be one of the easier stages, to be honest, because I think that team is one of the better ones. I think it really is. So when you have units like LR Bojack, if you have that unit, or, the free-to-play, quote-unquote, LR Metacooler and things of that nature, I think that stage might wind up being kind of easy, unless you run into a lot of physical units where you're really going to need critical hits. I think that's something that'll definitely be a factor, is like having potential system for critical hits in these stages in particular, because now I don't think that you're going to be able to go in, like I was mentioning earlier, and just have outright type advantage the entire time, which is going to be kind of annoying to deal with. So I think that's how they combat the fact that some people just will have really stacked teams. So anyways, even if you're not a whale, you could have just gotten very lucky. So anyways, moving on, Realm of Gods. That's an interesting choice. Realm of Gods, I think, is very versatile. It's one of the categories that has a lot of options because literally any godly type character gets plummeted into that category. So I don't know if that won't be too hard for a lot of people, but you know, the UI Goku, I've got to see how he performs. I think he's great. You know, I have him at 100%, I believe, on global, but I don't know how he'd perform in a stage like that where he's definitely going to have a lot of focus on him. So I'd have to see, especially if he's not getting crits, because he hits like a wet noodle out first. He has to really get going and or transform to start doing a lot of damage without critical hits. Because even at Rainbow Star on his own team, mine does like 700k-ish first hit. And that's normal. That's how those units that get those stack mechanics are. Their first hit is generally really weak. So we're moving on. We have Patara. Nothing to say there. If you got the LR leader, then GG, bro, because you're also going to have a unit that's going to max heal you, which isn't something that, like, you know, Realm of Gods has or things of that nature, because that unit, he's not applicable to that team. So they don't, you know, they're transformable units, the Vegeta and the Goku UI. They don't really do that. But Fusion and Patara do have those units that are just like, yep, max heal, there you go. So I imagine those two stages will probably be harder. Half Saiyans, the Hybrid Saiyans. Well, my STR Gohan's definitely getting broken out of the box again. That's all I got to say. And then Buu Saga, I think any category that has a Vegito would be pretty easy. Again, if you have the leader or the unit, well, I guess you'd need it for that scenario. But any category that has a Vegito, I think, would be relatively easy because then you have a unit that can do multiple things, such as tank a hit and or do additional damage and have additional chances at launching a hit via a counter hit or additional attacks, and then have the opportunity for more critical hits as well, equaling more damage. So Vegito is just incredibly busted on things like this. So any category that has that opportunity, I think will be really, really well off, and Buu Saga is one of those. But I do think Buu Saga is one of the more finicky categories just because I think that at first glance, unless you take like a certain, you know, bunch of units, it kind of is all over the place, in my opinion. You have units that are really, really good, and then they don't link very well with the team. So like Kid Buu, for example, that's not Buu Saga category's fault, but it's Kid Buu's fault. Otherwise, it's going to be interesting to see. I think that for these stages, I'm going to have to kind of run them through once and see what to expect, and then from there, try to figure it out. But I'll be streaming this. This goes live, if you were wondering, in a day. So literally like 26 hours from now, give or take. So stay tuned. Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Again, follow Talon, like I said, at Gaming Talon, if you would like to. My Twitter's down below in the description as well. So have an awesome day. I'll catch you on the next one.